Hello everyone, it's the FarmSim guy here. I hope you're all doing well. Today we are looking at a little bit of a surprise that arrived in my inbox the other day from the very nice Julian F Modding, who did some wonderful stuff in FS19 and is a fantastic modder. And if you remember his Liberty Fields map that never quite saw the light of day at the very end of FS19, he has been working for the last 12 months solidly, very quietly, and in private on a map called Richlands, Ohio, and he has sent it to me to have a quick preview look at, and I've got to say, it's really, really nice. So there is your PDA. As you can see, lots of nice different shape fields. It is a standard size map, and it will be available, if you can get it passed by Giants, for all platforms. He's already been through one round of testing with them, and it's looking good, so expect this relatively soon, I would think. So field-wise, let's look at some of the... So 8 clearly the biggest field on the map, and that's coming in at nearly $2 million, which is quite on the high side. But then you've got some small fields here. There we go. Down here, field 8, 168,000, 7, 126,000, 18 down there, just 43,000. So you have got a nice range of options when it comes to purchasing your land. Now, one of the things I like about this map is the fact that you've got so many different choices for start areas. Just in this area here, you've got 5 separate farm areas that you could start in. All very different, all slightly different in their own way, and we'll look at all of them. But equally, as well as that, over here, you've got a very nice horse ranch. So if you want to do something a little bit different, you could own some horses over here, and so we'll go and have a look at that. And down here, you've got a cow farm as well. And I will say he has done a really nice job with some of these custom pasture shapes as well. So we'll have a look at those. On top of the farms, we also have this area here, which is there's a lot of grain bins and a few sheds. So again, maybe some sort of contracting activity there. But again, just nice to see so much choice. The shop is down in the bottom here. And up at the top here is your grain sell point. Now, it is a nice, simple, clean map. Like I said, lots of choice in your farm start points, but there is nothing really in the way of productions on this map at all. Now, for one, that doesn't bother me. I actually quite like the fact that you get the choice to place them wherever you want to place them. I know some players like it and the other way, but to be honest, I think on a 2x map, trying to cram too many productions in and kind of make the map feel a little bit crammed. So from my perspective, I like this. This is an Ohio farming map. You've got somewhere to sell all your crops. You've got a nice firewood sell point right there in the middle as well. So if you want to cut down a few trees, you're welcome to do that as well. Beyond that, there is enough open spaces and enough open areas that you could add in some productions wherever you see fit. So here's our first farm area, and let's just jump back to the PDA to give you a little bit of an idea of where we are. We are here above fields 27 and 26, and if you want to look back there, it gives you an idea for the size of the fields as well, which is rather nice, decent size. And there's a lot of open space here, nice places to add additional things in, additional sheds, additional storage, even your own productions if you want. You've got a couple of big fertilizer storage points there that you can fill up, a couple of diesel tanks, these nice sheds as well, with lots of space in here. And I do like this on maps when people add in these little incidental things around, just makes the map feel a little bit lived in. So there you go, one shed there, another one just here, and then just further up we've got these 2 large sheds as well, which is nice to see. Again, a little bit of detail around here, the garden chair and table set up there. There is your house with your little garden shed next to it. And then around here, got a couple of old sheds from previous. But again, space, lots of space here to add your own things in. And then you've got quite a nice, relatively large bin set up down there as well. So everything you would want here as a good starter farm. It's nice, I like this one. But what we'll do now, we'll jump in the truck and we will head over the road. So we're just leaving the farm there. Quite a bit off the beaten track, that one. No tarmac road to get to it. There's a random punter walking down the road there. So we'll head back to the main road here. And then just above it, as you can see on the mini-map there, to our right, is another farm with some equipment in it. So if you start in new farmer mode, this is what you get as your starter plot, actually. So 2 and 3 here, and field 9 just behind us there. So on top of that, this is the equipment you get. You've got your Mac with the smaller Load King, in keeping with the size of the map, which I think is quite nice. The smaller Load King trailer there. You've got a skid steer over here. You've got the Massey small baler. Pressure washer. 40 series John Deere, which is nice as well. There is a truck up at the house just there. And in here, all manner of things. You've got a John Deere combine there, and then you've got everything you need. Seeders, sprayers, a rock picker, power harrow, whatever you need just to get yourself started when you start out, which is great. And I love, again, just the detail, the attention to detail. Little wheelbarrow there, it's slide up there, just the detail around the house and things like that. Really, really nicely done, thought through. I think one of my gripes maybe of FS22 so far is the lack of detailed maps that feel quite atmospheric. Definitely something that I think we saw in the latter stages of FS19, and I'm well aware that FS22 is only just a year old, but I think we've maybe missed out on the quality of the maps that we maybe saw in FS19 just yet. Now, I'm sure that will come, and I'm not criticising in any way, shape or form, but and there has been some superb maps, you know. I can think of Elk Mountain and Calmston as, you know, some real gems as well. So, but we just haven't had, I think, the choice yet in maps, and I'm well aware that maps do take a long time to pull together and create. So, but it's really nice to see this. This feels more like the type of map we were seeing coming out quite regularly in FS19. So, that's really nice to see. So another farm here, again, slightly smaller. A few less things going on here. But a couple of barns over here, which are quite nice. A little bit of a small storage shed there. This bigger one here now. I wonder if actually we can get into this. I think that's just a placeable barn, just for decoration. But we have got a large chicken coop here, like I said. They're built into the map. They feel built into the map, just not plonked down squares, which is always nice. I like to see that. Again, a couple more sheds over here, which we can have a look at. Again, just this detail with the saw and the wood and the ear defenders there. Really nice little mechanic shed there. Let's have a look in here. Yeah. Those lead through to each other, actually. Didn't spot that, but again, really nice shed set up there. And a house. And straight across the road, we've got something else. So we'll go and have a look at that as well. As we cross the road here, I will say, in case any of you are wondering about the truck, this does not come with the map. This is from Northwest Mods and Edits. And it's my favourite truck, so I always tend to put it in for drive arounds and things like that. So if you want to pick it up, Northwest Mods and Edits on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description as well for that. So straight across the road from where we were, just a very large bin setup. I mean, this could possibly be linked as part of the same farm if you wanted, or you could do them separately. I'm sure you will come up with your own ideas for that, but there you go, a nice large shed. And some grain bins and a diesel tank, so you could become pretty self-sufficient here as well if you wanted. But again, nice, open, lots of space here for you to do your own thing with and make it your own, which is, I think, really important when it comes to a map, so I like it a lot. So there you go, already kind of 4 plots, 4 starting plots that you could potentially utilise however you see fit. Now, let's just run along here a little bit further. We'll go past the starter farm again. And we'll have a look at what is next on the agenda. A lot of people walking about. So, just past the starter farm there again, literally, just past the starter farm, we have got another quite large and quite nice starter farm. So you can go and have a look in here. Look at the size of the shed in here as well. Could actually use some slightly bigger machinery in here. So nice barn there for storage. This is huge. Really, really big shed. Pop these doors here. Leading into yet another big shed with a an office above it. There's a nice shed this. I've not seen this before. Back open to the outside. Gas bottles in here. You've got storage. Very nice. I like this a lot. Basketball there. Is there a hoop anywhere? No hoop that I could find. Now let's see if we can get up here. I always think it's good if you can actually use these spaces, and you can. Look at that. Great. So, who knows? Even some role play opportunities here. So over to here again, the little details. Kids play park stuff there. And just the little sheds and little touches which are nice. You've got some grain bins there, fertilizer bin there, diesel tank as well. So all of these are kind of well set up if you want them to. Let's have a look in here. Another shed, just a nice little bit of storage, and there's another slightly bigger shed around here for machinery. Past the lawnmower as well there. Nice, like it. There you go. Loads of machinery space here as well. So, just jumping back to the PDA, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 farms just in that small space on the map, which is great. Alright, let's jump back in the truck and we will head along the road a little bit because there's some nice touches coming up. And again, when you're driving along the road, it gives you an idea for some of the size of the fields. That's the big field 8 there, but just there's some nice detail, little sheds just plonked down and things at the side of the road, and just it feels like a lived-in map. All the signage is rather nice. In here we have got, what's the best way to describe this? It's basically a sell point. It's the most exotic sell point I've ever seen for wood though. So there's a couple of trucks here, and you can head round the back here, and there is your sell point just there. But it's a nice little, I guess, local sawmill. Not on the scale that we've seen on other maps, but a nicely done little model here. So, yeah. Again, just in keeping with the map, which is really, really nice to see. So, that's your nice firewood sell point there. Right, we're just going to cross the junction here. You can see that is the grain co-op just up there. We'll go and have a quick look at that just at the end. Go and have a look along here, because here we are at another point that you can use. A couple of sheds on this side. This is really nice. This might be my favourite part of the map actually. So I'm going to park this way so you can't see what's behind us yet, but we'll have a look at that in a sec. But we've got a couple of large sheds there. Again, a diesel tank if you need that as well, which is good. We have a fun start point there. But if you turn around, check this out. This is great. This is like everybody's worst nightmare of a neighbour, right? Burnt out and wrecked cars all over the yard. A couple of nice barn finds in there, though, if you want to do things up. Flags everywhere. But look at this. It's just got character. I liked it. It just put a smile on my face when I saw it. We've all been there, right? At some point, we've had that neighbour we can't stand. Well, imagine living next to this person. But it's fun, right? It is fun. Just add some entertainment to the map, doesn't it? I like it. Right, let's keep heading along this road and see what's next. So again, slight undulations on the map. It's a relatively flat map, but there's some nice contours to it, as you can see just over the hills there, passing over this stream here as well. And we'll head up, just up here, and here is our little, I guess you would call it a ranch. You've got a horse barn in here. So let's just swing around here. So there's your animal spawn point, water and food, and as you can see we've got a horse inside at the moment. But this is quite nice, again, lots of character to it. So there's our current horse, but again this paddock that stretches around the farm, or the farmhouse, and opens up into a bigger paddock over there. It's been well thought out, just kind of built into the map nicely, which, like I've said before, I'm not a big fan of just the square paddocks that you just drop onto a field and there's this kind of quite a natural square. So I like the fact that they've been built into the map. I've always been a big fan of those, so good to see there. Other than that, there is not much here other than that horse building and the paddock. But if we run up here, there is a nice house and a garage there. And then in here, we've got one of the sell points, which is one of the grain sell points. We can run up to here and utilise this as a storage or sell point. It's nice to see. Just loop round, lots of space there to get a truck in, which is good. And then what we're going to do now, we are going to head down and have a look at just some of these nice little touches to the map as well. Again, this here put a smile on my face. I've seen a few of these on my travels. At the old redneck weather station, the rock moves, it's windy, the rock's wet, it's raining, it's dry, there's no rain, it's white, there's snow, the rock's on the floor, it's an earthquake, and if there's no rock there, it's been stolen. Just very, very nice. Quirky little touch there. But a nice picnic area, again, that little bit of detail puts a smile on your face. Now if we head down here a little bit further, this is what I was talking about before, another potential start point. Maybe you want to do a bit of contracting or something like that, but a very large machine shed there. Fertiliser points and lots of bins for storage, so you've got that at your disposal. And if we roll out again here, we'll head down to the bottom. There's quite a nice little area down here which I want to show you. So just in here we have got a little ATV park. So off-road fun, mud, long run and much more, accessible 24/7. We've got a lot of parking over here, or an area to leave your vehicles. We're not going to do that, we're just going to head straight in. We'll have a quick run around it. If you head into here, like so, you've got a camping ground just there. I'm just going to stop this here, jump out, and yes, if we head down here, and I'm going to do speed run this because it is actually quite big. You've got two options, you can go that way or you can go this way. We'll go this way. Now if I go up, as you can see, I am off now. You've got this long track and it just keeps going, and you think, oh, I'm going to be buried in the middle of nowhere. Do some water splashes. And it goes all the way around. And I kid you not, it takes ages. It's a nice little feature. It's still going, but it loops back around to where we were at the start. So, as you can see, we are still going. But there we go, there's the start where we arrived in with the truck, but we'll head round here. I think we loop round again here. We go underneath a little bridge. Yep, there we go, underneath the bridge, and there we are, back. So we went off in that direction, and we are back. So, very large, and again, just a nice feature of the map. I like it. I like it a lot. So just to give you your bearings as well, that's where we are. The ATV track goes all the way through the woods there. We're going to do a left-hand turn now. We're going to come along here. We're going to have a look at the cattle farm here and down to the shop. And then we'll head up and we'll finish up at the grain co-op at the top there. So there we go. Just thought I'd give you a little look at the scenery as well. Now this is something I really like in Julian F's maps. If you look over there, there is a farm over there. Okay, I'll actually just jump out here. and we will fly up. I want to fly over here, and I want to show you, because all of this over here is out with the boundary of the map. But it's seamless. The way it joins up is seamless in terms of being able to see different things over in the distance. So it really makes the map feel like it belongs somewhere. You're not falling off the edge of it. It doesn't just stop dead. It's just that those little nuances of detail and quality are just something that I think that we've been missing in a lot of maps in 22 so far. Just even you know, simple things like having borders and not falling off the edge of the map is I think really, really key to kind of immersion and making it feel real. So fair play. Like to see that. So just heading a little bit further along here, again another shed there actually, so yet another point that you could start your adventure out on if you wanted. Literally a shed and a house, but quite nicely done. And just down here is our cattle farm. So we'll just pull in here. You can see that round shed there. If you remember from Liberty Hills, it was nice to see those on that map. I'm guessing a feature of the area. But you've got your house here. You've got a nice couple of barns. So let's have a look at this big nice machine storage shed here. There we go, very nice. And over here, and a more traditional barn, which is nice to see as well. Got a silage space here for storing food for your cattle. Now if you come down here, we have got our round barn, which I really like as well, and it is usable. So you put your doors there. A space to store things in here. I'm not sure if you'd store massive machinery in there. Maybe that's where you store your seed and your fertilizer, etc. Now, over here is our pasture for the cows. Nice long grass in there again, but you can see the shape of this pasture as it bends around the barn there, which is really, really nice, and goes all the way up here and all the way down here to where the cattle shed is. So, slurry point, feed point, your milk will be collected from there. And you've got some very happy cows in there. So again, really nice to see that kind of level of detail. Open the doors as well. There's your animal buy point at the front. Again, all of these open. So nice to see. And over here, which is quite a nice little touch as well, is a farm shop. So again, another sell point. But again, just a nice little touch. Nicely considered and built into the map. Right, cattle farm behind us there. We're just going to head down here and take a look at the shop. Which again, the attention to detail on this is great. I really, really like it. So there we go. We are at Hogs Equipment. Lots of farmers picking up stuff here. Railings, nice few tractors out of the front, some older stuff over there, maybe waiting for repair or collection from farmers. Railings, few lawnmowers there, lots and lots of detail, which is good. And then over here is obviously where Frank R. Hogg's original shop was before he built the new one. But this is where he repairs his vehicle still. So there's your mechanic repair point, and there's things like this. I mean, look at that. How good is that? That kind of little attention to detail puts a smile on my face. Lovely. Very well done. So again, you could create a whole little roleplay around Frank R. Hogs and his machinery shop. That would be nice. And again, you don't have to use the space for more vehicles. You could put a couple of sheds in here or something like that, or expand things into this field. The scope here is really, really good. The old Alice Chalmers and John Deere sign, slightly the worst for wear there, but again, really, really nice. That attention to detail just throughout this map is what's really making me enjoy this map. Right, we are heading back north on the road here. Now, it's just nice to be able to take in this map as you drive through it, right? So I sometimes get criticised for my map tours when I show people new maps, because I don't go into all the nuances, all the detail about them. I don't, you know, talk about the things that are missing from the map and things like that. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm just showing you this map. Whether or not you choose to play it or whether or not you like it or not is entirely your decision. I shouldn't need to influence that. I like this. I like the way it looks. I like the detail on it, he says as he drives past 2 flying deer. But I think it feels like a naturally immersive map. It's not too, I think, too structured in terms of, you know, sometimes you just, everything's in squares and, you know, the grass, the corners of the grass and everything is too perfect, and everything's a little bit too, I think, kind of manufactured. Whereas this has got that kind of character and life about it that I really, really like. So that's why I think I like a certain type of map, and some other people may not, and that's fine too. But for me, this is my kind of map. So anyway, we digress. There is our co-op sell point. There are some more sheds here. So again, potential. That looks like just a placeable, so I'm going to assume this one is too. But there are some storage points there. So again, some dry fertilizer storage points. Yes, these are just placeables. Doesn't look like you can utilize these in any way. But this is the sell point for most of your grain crops, I expect, on the map. So just jumping in, yes, this is one of the 2. The other one being Butler's, which was over here that we saw earlier on, next to the horse pasture. So you do have 2 alternative sell points to utilize as and when you see fit. So there you go, folks. Richlands, Ohio from Julian F Modding. This is a really, really nice map. I think he's done a fantastic job. He's been quietly beavering away on this for the last 12 months, and I think the results show. I think it's a really personable map. It's got character, it's got life about it. The attention to detail is nice. I'm really impressed with it. I think, as always, and we know his standard of his modding is extremely high. Once again, I think he's delivered with this map. And the great thing is, it's going to be on all platforms. So a really nice, detailed, immersive map for console is never a bad thing too. So hats off to you, Julian. Brilliant work. I salute you, and thanks from, I think, the whole community for creating such a lovely map. Like I think I mentioned earlier, it has already gone through 1 round of testing with Giants and has come back with a few minor tweaks and errors to fix, but other than that, I think it went through quite well. So we could be seeing this in the not too distant future. So for now, from me, the FarmSim guy, I hope you enjoyed that. Look forward to this map. I think it's going to be a good one. But for now, take care, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.